Hi, everyone. I'm hoping that you are seeing me and that you are joining me here live. Welcome, welcome for those of you that might just be coming on. My name is Akasha Searcy, and I am a light worker, a healer, and someone who harnesses the gifts of yoga, mindfulness, meditation, nutrition, and all of these amazing tools to coach people through the space where they think they are and help them understand where they actually are so they can really get to where they want to be. And the other day, I did a video here on how energy works. And I had this little image of a wave pattern and then thinking of this as our path and how we want to balance out this concept of the high and the low, or the masculine and the feminine. And this kind of prompted me to do this series here. I'll be going live every day at 4 p.m. until next Wednesday so that we can really talk about what are actionable steps for you to raise your vibration. And that little video about how energy works, it's a great thing for you to check out, because what it's going to do is really help you understand how raising your vibration matters. And today I'm going to be using another little graphic, which is why I'm set up in this position right now where I am. And I'm just really grateful that you're here and excited to share these tools with you. So, one of the first things that I want to talk about is that if there's one thing that we can totally find alignment on for people all over the world, no matter what field that they work in, is that everything is energy. And intuitives, psychics, scientists, regular everyday people who are waking up in the world right now, we know that everything is energy. And we know that there is this unified field. And what happens in this unified field is that we can really start to weave all of these layers of awareness together, right? So at first, we may start with this journey through the mind. Some of us use the body as a gateway. Some of us work with our emotions as a gateway. But in that process, what we're doing is tapping into this unified field. And that unified field is what weaves everything together, meaning we are all one, right? Like every layer, level, and dimension of life is constructed inside of that. And science is really just now catching up to what shamans and healers and energy workers and meditators, that have sat in deep meditation all over the world have always known. And it's that our emotions are the vibrational gateway to everything that we experience in this world. And when we can use those emotions as a compass, we can really start to manifest our own reality and, of course, beyond. So, in this 5 days that I will be showing up here live every day on YouTube, what I'm going to be doing is offering you simple and tangible tools that are really going to help you self initiate and self illuminate. And that is really what I am here to do, is help people wake up and move beyond the veil of some seriously elusive programming. So I believe that once we start realizing that we are more than just this physical body, we are more than just what we think, we're more than just what we feel, and we can start bringing that triangulation of thought, feeling, and body together, then what starts to happen is we can calibrate our awareness using the portals that are the mind, the body, the emotions, to create this bridge to our soul. And you can think of your soul also as your higher self, right? And that particular bridge is, it's your magic space. It's the path of the alchemist, right? And it's here on earth, our free will is really honored in all of our creative aspects of manifestation. And that even means conscious manifestation and unconscious manifestation. And that unconscious manifestation is happening within our subconscious mind. And in order to create that bridge of going from the unconscious to the conscious, or going from what we desire to actually experiencing that in our life, we have to begin to raise our vibration. And what that means is we're really clearing out this outdated patterning in our subconscious mind. It means that we are shifting through old paradigms and moving into new frequencies. And I'm just really looking forward to sharing this next 5 days with you, including today, right? Because what starts to happen is we are going to do a practice each day. And as we do these practices each day, you're really going to start to feel your energy shift into a higher level, a different frequency. And as you understand how to sustain these frequencies, you are really going to notice that you're in a place where you're allowing life to flow through you. You're not pinching the hose of life trying to control it, but instead you're allowing life to flow through you. And as you allow life to flow through you, you'll really start noticing things changing. So many people think that the way or the path to healing and awakening, and the continual awakening process, because we're always awakening, this continual awakening process is not static. The way the universe works is not static. The way life manifests is not static. It is this continual flow, and in order to understand how to create what you desire, we have to get rid of these old programs that are running in our mind. And I have had great success with this with my clients all over the world, and I have helped thousands of people change their lives. And I'm really excited to help you change your life if that's something that you're looking for. Maybe it's just helping you feel better in your day-to-day life. I want to help you with that. And I know that the tools that I'm going to be offering you over the next 5 days do that exactly. And so part of that is today we're going to be talking about a couple of things, and one of those is this idea of what I call the the compass of your emotions. The way you feel is indicative of your mindset, and that's really our word that we're going to be talking about today. And so your mindset is this very potent, powerful thing. And when you understand how your mindset works, you can really start looking at the energy of where your mindset is around something that has triggered you. So, for example, if something makes you angry, you can look at that thing that makes you angry and go, huh, that's my mindset around that. So, I think a lot of times we get in the habit of really focusing on the negative, or we talk about the same thing over and over and over with the same people. And this gives us a specific mindset around certain types of people or certain social groups. And when we're not careful, this can really set up some cycles of toxicity. And it can be toxic thinking, it can be negative habits, you know. And one of the ways that I really want to talk about that with you today is, have you ever heard this concept of neurons that fire together, wire together? And what's really being said there is this is literally you carving pathways in your brain. They're known as neural pathways. And these neurons get lit up with a pattern, and then all of them start to come together and they create this super highway in your brain, which later down the road becomes a reaction. And then this is something that, if we're not really mindful of how we're sending and spending our energy, we can kind of get into these negative loops of thought or reaction. And so I really believe that focus is our superpower here. And then our ability to take that focus and direct our free will is really what allows us to self initiate and illuminate. And one of the biggest ways to do this is looking at your mindset. And so the thing that I want to share with you about mindset is really a little bit about the left and right side of the brain. And then I also want to share with you a little information about something you can start today that will net you positive results every day. So again, you may have already watched the How Energy Works video that I had mentioned here on my channel before. And I showed you the little graph with the wave, speaking of the high and low, or the feminine, masculine, or conscious and subconscious, or just positive and negative charged energy. Today, I'm using a graph that is really speaking about the left and right brain. And so I'm using this graph to demonstrate a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. And so you can see here the fixed mindset, this gray area, and the growth mindset lit up with all of these colors. You can also think of this as the analytical mind and the creative mind. And the thing that's kind of fascinating about the fixed mindset, or the analytical mind, or what some people call the masculine mind. I don't really like that language, but for some people that seems to work. So the thing about a fixed mindset is it has a hard time with anything that challenges its thought process. It also a fixed mindset, and I'll make sure that I put a link to this image for you underneath this video, so that if you're a visual learner like me, or a visual person like me, you'll have this little graph. And then I also created a 4-page PDF that goes along with this course. I'll also have a link to that underneath this video. But something that is really interesting about a fixed mindset, and sometimes we don't even realize we have a fixed mindset until we butt up against something that causes internal friction, right? Or angst, or aggravation, or anxiety, is that a fixed mindset has a challenging time with any type of change. It has a hard time getting out of a rut, so to speak, of thought process. For example, this would be someone who has a plan for the day, and then halfway through the day, someone calls and says, "Oh, I can't do that this afternoon. We're going to have to reschedule." And they get angry, or they get really frustrated. That's a great example of a fixed mindset. Whereas a growth mindset, part of the chart that you'll see that has all the color, is highly flexible, and it finds challenges as a place of growth. It finds them as this space and place of like, "Ooh, what can I learn here?" And I think that that's something that is just worth really noting when it comes to understanding the very huge difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. The other thing that happens with a fixed mindset is that they tend to just kind of give up easily. You know, this is going to be your person who says, "Oh yeah, I tried meditating, but that didn't work for me. I couldn't stop my thoughts." And the thing that happens is meditation is not about stopping your thoughts, right? Trying something new isn't about being successful on the first go. It's about discipline and commitment and practice. You know, we're practicing. So if you are a new meditator, it's not about stopping the thoughts, it's about holding the space for the thoughts to slow down. This is why a lot of times to start a meditation practice, I'll say just spend 5 minutes a day just sitting still. Because if you can't sit still, you're definitely not going to be able to still the thoughts, right? It's a path, it's a process and a journey. And this is the epitome of mindset. So, the thing that I want you to really think about as you go through the next 5 days with me is to really look at, what is your mindset like when you butt up against challenges? This is something you could really journal about. This is something that you could contemplate. Maybe, tomorrow is Sunday, or maybe this evening as you fall asleep, you can contemplate some of the things where you feel like you might have a fixed mindset. So I want to give you a few more examples of a fixed mindset so that we can talk about all the beauty that is the growth mindset, and give you your tool today about how to raise your vibration while also shifting your mindset. So another thing with this idea of a fixed mindset is that they get frustrated. When they get frustrated, they just give up. They have this kind of like, screw it mentality. Like, "Oh my God, this is so frustrating, I'm out." As opposed to just taking a breath, going, "Okay, I got this. This is frustrating, but I can rise to the challenge, and I know I'm going to be able to figure this out." They have a very hard time with trusting themselves. There's a challenge with understanding that something that is challenging them is actually an opportunity for them to learn something new about themselves. And so, this on the other side of the spectrum is really one of the beauties of a growth mindset, because a growth mindset is more resilient. By proxy, it understands that it doesn't have a fixed skill set, but that a growth mindset really dictates that your abilities can grow, evolve, expand. And this is a wonderful thing, because if you are always growing, you are always evolving, then you are always illuminating. You are always raising your vibration. You are always shifting your frequency. Some of the older language for this is up leveling. What it really is that you are awakening to the new layer, levels, and dimensions of your own existence with each new layer of information, new skill sets. And this is why learning is so wonderful for our brain, right? The other thing that's really beautiful about a growth mindset is that it has a strong mental fortitude. It has the ability to push through a challenge, right? And it also perceives criticism as constructive. And that's something that a fixed mindset, it will take criticism in, and it will have this concept of failure. A growth mindset will take criticism and be like, oh my God, I just got the greatest download about how I can make this better. And I think that is, for me, that is something that is by far the most potent aspect of this growth mindset. And so the tool that I would love for you to use over the next 5 days, on top of the other tools that we'll be layering, are really speaking about, I want you to orient your mind toward what's going right for you in your life. And I'm not a fan of using that word right and wrong. However, it's extremely efficacious in this situation, meaning that it's potent, and we clearly understand when things are going in a way that we desire, we have a feeling of joy. We have a feeling of happiness. We have a feeling of contentment. We have a sense of ease in our day to day life. And when we start to orient our mind toward that which is going the way that we desire, this not only uplevels the way we think, it uplevels the way we feel. And our mind is easily driven by our emotions. And so when we can wrap our mind around this idea of our emotions as a compass, and start understanding, are our emotions driving our thoughts? Then the reverse is also true. We can consciously focus our thoughts to help settle and recalibrate our emotional landscape. And when we start lining up this triangle of body, mind, and emotion, this is how we light up our light. This is how we self initiate, and by proxy, self illuminate. And so, your goal this week is that I really want for you to consciously start recognizing what's going right for you in your life. I want you to consciously celebrate the successes that you're having in every single day, right? And so, I want you to think about this tool like a celebration list. That's what we'll call it. These next 5 days, and hopefully beyond, because these tools will really resonate with you. This is you actively tuning in to this field and frequency of abundance. And this is you actively tuning into the field and frequency of positivity, of that which is flowing through your life. And when you tune into positivity and abundance in this conscious, tangible way, you really are starting to naturally attract that which you desire. You're magnetizing your desire to you. This is the epitome of the law of manifestation, right? And I believe that all of us are capable of doing this. And the way I want you to try that tool, the way I want you to try and raise your vibration today, is create the celebration list. So the celebration list is really simple. It's going to be you making a list of 10 things that are going right for you each day, right? So I'm going to give you an example of what my celebration list would look like today. all my technology is working right now for YouTube. I'm so pumped about this. And I was able to find the graph that I wanted to really explain the mindset, fixed and growth mindset. I am so grateful to be healthy today. Like everything, I've been on my diet today and it's felt really good getting the right amount of proteins and carbs and fats. And I really am celebrating that because it's something that I'm personally working hard on. I also have spent some time reading a book today, which is something that I try and do every single day. And today I really held some space for myself to do that. I'm really excited to visit some of my friends this evening. We're going out to dinner to listen to some live music. And I love live music. I just love the vibrations of sound and to be around people who love live music. So there's a great example of how I could really start a celebration list. So, your job today or your mission today, should you choose to accept it, is to create a celebration list of 10 things that are going positively for you in your life. And after you create this list of 10 things, I want you to read it. And at the bottom of that, write out, I celebrate all of the positive abundance flowing through my life today, right? I celebrate all of the positive abundance flowing through my life today. And as you do this, just notice how you feel. Notice if you see a smile on your face and just allow those things to flow. So you've got a few things to do today, should you choose, as you watch this video. Maybe you're watching the replay of this. One of those is you're going to notice things that you might have a fixed mindset around. Maybe even notice things where you notice your growth mindset, right? And then you're going to create your celebration list. You are going to tap into that unified field of abundance that is your birthright and positively note and celebrate 10 things that are rocking your world today in this way that are really going to allow you to reflect back to yourself how truly beautiful your life is. And when we can start wrapping our mindset around the idea that we can create our own reality by recognizing the way we think and the way we feel and bringing those things together in physicality, we're lighting up this lower triangle, right? And as we light up that mental body, emotional body, and physical body, we're going to begin to consciously create this bridge to tap in to our higher self and start collaborating on the daily with our soul. So again, thank you so much for joining me for this live session today. I'll see you back here tomorrow at 4 p.m. with another conversation, another great tool to get you into this awesome place of a growth mindset and to help you to continue to raise your vibration with tangible tools. In the meantime, check out the other video on how energy works. And if you have any questions, remember you can just leave a comment. As I mentioned, this image, I'm going to pop it up below this video. And then I created a beautiful PDF packet that goes along with this 5-day course here on YouTube. I will also create a link for that to go underneath this video. And as always, visit my website, akashasirsi.com. I'm always offering great things there. I just created this wonderful seeker sanctuary, and you can find that on my website. I'd love for you to check out. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Have fun with the celebration list. Know that I am here in love and service, and that I pray you stay illuminated every day. All right. Take care, everybody. Bye.